Good morning and good afternoon, Lake City Middle School teachers, staff, and whoever is interested in using Google Forms on Google Classroom. If that's you, well then this video is for you. So make sure you pay attention. What we're going to cover is a couple different things. One, we're going to go through and look at using Google Forms to create a quiz and having it automatically propagate the quiz grades for you. Okay, so we're going to look at that, and we're also going to explore how to post that quiz on Google Classroom effectively without using a whole bunch of links and all that kind of good stuff, right? So obviously on the screen behind me is our Google Classroom, all right? It's just a mock classroom I made for this demonstration purpose, right? This is a brand new class. You don't have to join it, but if you want to, here's the class code over here. Occasionally, I'll be posting things if you want to see how they turn out, so on and so forth. That's fine. That's up to you. You don't have to do it because you will see it all on the video screen here. And my hands are blurry. I'm not used to that. I don't like blurry hands, but I couldn't get past that into little things. So maybe if I put them more in focus. There we go. All right. So, yeah, I'm up in the right here, right-hand corner, and that's just because, hey, we like seeing smiling faces when we do things, right? So on to the material at hand. First things first, let's say I have a quiz that I want to give out or an exam that I want to give here on Google Classroom, right? Well, the most effective tool to use for this is Google Forms, because Google Forms allows you to not only mark multiple choice questions, but allows you to do short answer questions so that you can review them, and it will actually give you grades back on spreadsheets or Google Sheets. Okay, really, really cool. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and open up a new tab. And on this new tab, I'm going to go ahead and go to forms.google.com. You could use your bookmarks over there where the little bookmark tool is. You could do that. You could use your apps tab or what have you, right? And that's fine, right? So I'm going to go ahead and choose a new form blank, okay? And then I'm going to title this sample quiz. Let's just do that. Sample quiz. All right. Now, there's a couple things that I like to do right away when I open up a new Google Forms. What I like to do is go straight to settings. Yes, the way it looks is important, but that's not what we're going to be looking at here, right? So in the settings area, there's a couple things that I like to click for my classroom. You might be different, right? But if you want to make this a quiz, you got to click make this a quiz right there, right? And then, of course, you'll have a couple of different options here. So you got your buttons over here for turning off and on. Obviously, if it's grayed out, it is off. If it is colored, it is on. Now, yours might be a different color depending on the theme of the form that you're using. It might be green. It might be blue. In this case, it's purple because I haven't changed the theme yet, right? Now, under here, you got a couple of different options, and these are really important options to look at, okay? So you have a way to release grades. You can release grades immediately after each submission or later after manual review, all right? Turns on responses and collects email addresses. That's what I like to do, okay? Sometimes students like to see if it's like a minor quiz, like immediately after each submission, that's fine. But for especially beginning of the year, pre-test and so on and so forth, not so much because you don't want to dishearten the students, right? Now, there is a locked mode down here. Here's the trick. Locked mode will work if you're using Chromebooks, okay? But locked mode will not work if you are using desktops. So if you're in a classroom using desktops, I would recommend leaving it off. However, if you're in a classroom using Chromebooks, turn it on because all those extra tabs and such that are up here, it will sense that and it will automatically lock them out in the event that somebody tries to open a tab and you have to go back through and erase that. How do you do that? I'm not going to cover that here because we're going to cover posting, but there's ways to do that. Alrighty. And there's a couple other options down here you have as well. So I'm going to leave that unchecked because I'm on desktops here, right? Let's see here. You could have them see what questions they answered incorrectly or not. You know, you turn that off and on. You can tell them what answers they got correct, which is really cool. And of course, they can see the point values. Now, I default to point value 4. That's an easy one because if you have 25 or 5 points per question, you know, you got 20 questions or what have you, you can do the math. All right. So I default to 4 if I'm doing a 20 question quiz. 25 question quiz. And there you go. And of course, responses. You can collect email addresses, which I recommend so it keeps track of the scores for you. And of course, I don't allow ad response editing. And of course, if you're in Columbia County, you want only people in Columbia County to take this. And there you go. And limit to one response. I like to do that because you don't want students taking it multiple times, especially if it's for grade. Unless you want that. Hey, take it again. And then you can click that button, right? Now, the presentation area is really, really awesome because you can show things like how far are they along. I like to shuffle the question order, because people's eyes like to go around the classroom and see what other people are putting, right? So that helps prevent that. And that shuffles the question order, but not necessarily the answer order. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. However, in the future, they may allow shuffling answer order. So there's a little trick that I have that will help allow that, right? And then, of course, let's see here. View results summaries, and then so on and so forth. All right. So there we go. So how do you actually make this a quiz? Well, you're going to go to the questions tab up there, right? Where I already put the words sample quiz. If you want to form a description, you can. I'm just going to write blah just because, right? Now over here in this Google Docs document, I have 2 questions I'm going to ask on this particular quiz. Obviously, your quiz or your exam is going to be a whole lot longer, right? So we got our first question here, and it's really easy because all you got to do is just copy. Note what I'm selecting here, just the first part, not selecting the whole thing, okay? So I'm selecting just the question or the prompt, if you will, right? I'm going to go ahead and Control-C to copy that, or you can right-click, copy-paste, your choice, right? I'm going to go over here to question number 1 where it says untitled question, and I'm going to hit Control-V, alrighty? Alrighty, so there's that. Now I am going to go back and select my answers. Now notice that the automatic formatting on Google Docs, when I used the tab button because I had the automatic numbering enabled and I tabbed over one, right? Put A, B, C, D there in automatically for me. So I'm just going to Control-C that to copy it over. I'm going to go down here to Options and Control-V. Now it did not in this case go ahead and import the A, B, C, D. Sometimes it will, depending on the format of your document, right? I don't recommend the A, B, C, D because they already have the bullet points over here, okay? So with that in mind, if you do get that, in the event that they add the option for shuffle order, you might get C, D, A, B, okay? So you want to make sure that you don't use the A, B, C, D. That's just a personal recommendation, right? Now, to provide an answer in here, it's really, really easy, right? Because we're on quiz mode, all right? We're going to go make sure that we are on multiple choice. We're on multiple choice here, right? And then we're going to select our answers by clicking the answer key option, all right? So this one is going to automatically default to 4 points because we talked about that before. But let's just say for the sake of this, we want to make it all even, so let's make it 50 points, right? Oops, my number locked. There it goes, 50 points, right? And we're going to go ahead and put C there, all righty? And we're going to go ahead and mark that as done. All right, very good. Now we want to add another question. So we're just going to simply hit Add Question. And we're going to do the same exact thing we did as before, but with number 2, okay? Now let me show you what would happen in the event that you try to do the whole thing, okay? Remember I said don't do this? Let's show you why we don't do this. All right, so I'm going to come over here. I got the whole thing copied, Control-V or Control-C for copy, Control-V for paste. Oh no, it formatted it wrong. What do I do? Well, Control-Z because you made a mistake. All right, I don't know why that came up. That's just weird. Reload, that's fine. All right, so we're going to come back here. And there it is. We're going to go ahead and delete that. And, I don't know what this error is. That's just weird. Please reload. All right, and that's fine. I'll reload it. And this is going to be a continuous problem for me. This is a new error for me, so that's awesome. So let's go ahead and just copy the question directly and see if that fixes that little error. That is an unexpected error, so I apologize for those watching the video. And here we go. I'm just going to Control-V, and there it's taken care of. All right, very good. And I got extra spaces up there for the sake of formatting. Very good. All right, and option number 1, come back over here, and I'm just going to select the material there, the answers, Control-C. Come back over here, Control-V, right? Answer key. I'm going to go and select that one. All righty, awesome. And we're going to make this 50 points. All right, so done. Very good. All right, and then of course you're going to do that continuously, right? So there you go. Once you get all of your things done, you should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and title this, no, not Untitled Foreign, but Sample Quiz. All right, so now what do I do? All right, so let's say you've got that done for all of your quiz and you're ready to go ahead and give the quiz to your students. How do you take care of that via Google Classroom? Well, it's real easy, all right? So in my Google Classroom, I'm going to go ahead and go to the Classwork tab. I'm going to go ahead and create and I'm going to create an assignment, okay? Not a quiz assignment, but I'm going to create an assignment, okay? You can create question, material, reuse post. Quiz assignment kind of builds in this quiz to Google Classroom, but that doesn't allow you to really do things the way you may want to be doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and click assignment here. And in assignment here, I'm just going to call this quiz, sample quiz. All right, sample quiz. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Google Drive. Not YouTube, not create, not upload, right? Not link, because we don't want to link to it. We're going to go ahead and click Google Drive. Now, because we were just messing with it, it should be the very, very first thing that you see here, okay? So you can go ahead and click that, select, and insert. All righty. And then there you go. Again, you could select lock mode on Chromebooks. Again, that's up to you. And then, of course, grade importing, right? And then, of course, if you want to select a due date for it, let's just say we want to make it due by Friday, by a certain time, 100 points topic. There is no topic in this class. If you wanted to create a topic and call it quizzes and tests, boom, there you go. And yeah, that should take care of it. And we're going to go ahead and, I got to move my camera out of the way. There it is, assign. I'm going to move my camera back. All right, there we go. All right, so there we go, and we see sample quiz, right? So watch this. I can't join my class, all right? But if I click on it, okay, and then I click the sample quiz, guess what? I can actually take the quiz, right? So watch this. I'm going to go ahead and take the quiz real fast, only via practical experiments or experience, and there we go. I'm going to submit, and that's what your students would see, okay? Now, watch this. If you want to go back and see what people made on this, it's really, 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 really easy, okay? So I'm going to go back to sample quiz here, and I'm going to go ahead and click the quiz, and then instead of trying to respond, I'm going to click the little pin tool or edit tool down here, right? And then over here, you got the questions. If you need to make any edits, you can make edits. You got the settings, but right in the middle, you got responses, right? And in our responses, you can see that Google Forms gives us multiple little things here. I can see who submitted what question and what score they got, right? I can see where they went wrong or where they went right, okay? There's a lot of good information in this here. Additionally, if you want to put this into spreadsheet form, you just simply click the dots over here. You could download all these as a CSV, so you could open this up inside, say, Excel if you want to use Excel, right? Or you can simply click the create a spreadsheet option here, and it will create a new spreadsheet in Google Sheets. All right, I'm going to click create, and it should automatically propagate that for us. Sure enough, it gives you a timestamp, email address, score, and so on, right? Oh, Mr. C, I can't read those. What do they say there? That's easy. All right, format. Let's see, we're at wrapping. We want word wrap. Boom, there we go. All right, so there is the stuff for you guys. All right. One last thing, all right? How do you find a quiz if you haven't edited that moment or you can't find it? Here's what I recommend. I'm going to open up a new tab, okay? And when I go to Drive, I'm going to go to drive.google.com, okay? When I go to drive.google.com, I am going to go ahead and I have in here quizzes already set up for me, quizzes and exams, all right? So there we go. Quizzes and exams. I got class surveys. I got all this different information into folders and groups. You can right click, create new, or just simply click new folder and go ahead and put your information in there. In the case of sample quiz, I can select the folder up here, right? I can make sure that this goes into quizzes and exams. And I'm just going to go ahead and move it there for now, okay? And it has moved it into my quizzes and exams right here in the files area. Super easy way to keep things organized. So I hope that helps you out, and I hope that gets you going. And I think I've accomplished this in less than 15 minutes, so awesome. All right, guys, if there's anything else you need, feel free to email me and use that Google thing up there, right? That's what the Google thing is for. If you can type it and search it and you need to find an answer for it, chances are that's going to be a better source of information than coming to find this guy. All right? So I hope that helps you out. And yeah, just let me know if you need anything. Thanks for watching.